Speaking of games, basically most of the rest of what I got was centered around games, which I don't have a problem with because I'm a pretty big gamer, along with my movie addiction, and I kind of have come to rely on my brother to get me a lot of game related stuff for Christmas because I, as much of a gamer as I am, I usually end up spending all my money on like DVDs and Blu-rays. So I don't really get the chance to get the newest, hottest games or anything. So years go by and I end up missing out on like the hottest games from 3 years ago. Like I don't know, I haven't even tried Red Dead Redemption yet, or Dead Rising 2, or Mod Nation Racers, or stuff like that. The first Dragon Age, I really wanted to try that one out. I never got the chance to try that one out. I just recently downloaded and started playing Oblivion for the first time. That's how backed up I am when it comes to video games. Um, Last year, my brother got me Batman Arkham Asylum, and that kind of reinvigorated my desire to play more games. So, that's kind of the thing with me and him for Christmas, is he always gets me a bunch of old games that he knows are good and he thinks I'll like. And usually they kind of invigorate me to play more games. So this year he did a little bit more of the same. It's kind of starting to become a tradition, I guess. And he got me Test Drive Unlimited 2. I don't really know much about the Test Drive Unlimited or Test Drive series, but it's a racing game, and I like racing games, so awesome. I've been stuck with the same racing games for like a few years, and I'm kind of bored of them. So it's nice to have a new one in the collection, right? And next up, he got me Bulletstorm Limited Edition. This is one that I've seen my friends playing for quite a while and have been jealous of because uh, it's like it's a shooter, but it's like an ultra, freaking out there shooter. Hyper real, I guess is what I would call. That's a term that I've been coining, maybe not coining, but using quite a lot lately because a lot of the stuff we see in entertainment is hyper real, and that's some of my favorite kind of entertainment. And Bulletstorm kind of epitomizes the hyper real, the fantastical, the totally not realistic, but you don't even care because it's freaking awesome. That kind of stuff. Like how Batman in the Christopher Nolan movies he's trying to make it more realistic, but a lot of fans want him to be the way he was, which was hyper real. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Bulletstorm Limited Edition takes the first person shooter and just, brings it back, I would say, probably more to a sense of the whole Doom and Serious Sam and Duke Nukem style of first person shooter. And, I've been wanting some of that. And there's a reason there's a boot on the cover, because you get to kick the shit out of your enemies. Literally. Fuss Roda, this guy does it with his freaking foot. Hell yeah. So I can't wait to check this one out. And last but not least, he got me Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. The last Assassin's Creed game I played was the first one. Wasn't really too impressed because there's only like 3 places to hide. I have heard not much has changed on that front, but that the gameplay has much improved. And I've been wanting to check out the sequels to the first one. So, yeah, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. I was pumped to see this, too. And I will definitely be checking this one out, hopefully sooner rather than later. But yeah, I am very appreciative of all of these games. And the one that really shocked me, the last thing he got me in the game category that really shocked me was 1 year of PlayStation Plus, which is kind of like the PlayStation 3 version of Xbox Live. So he got me 1 year of PlayStation Plus, which includes these free game downloads, free avatars, free themes, free everything that you can't get without it. Lower prices on everything. Well, not everything, but on some things. Uh, Free full game trials, a bunch of cool stuff. It's not something that I would have bought for myself, but it's something that you get enough out of it that it's definitely awesome to have. I only have like a few concerns. I'm concerned that if I decide to buy something on the PlayStation Network with my own money, regardless of what the PlayStation Plus offer is, that the few extra dollars off will mean that they can take away my right to play that game if I decide not to get PlayStation Plus again the next year. You know what I'm saying? So, because I've heard that they can do that, so I'm concerned about that. But other than that, I am really appreciative of this, and I really think it's a pretty awesome gift. He said he got it for $14. That just made it even more awesome. Knowing that my brother can get the kind of deals that he does, I mean, it blows my mind. He's like the master deal maker when it comes to video games, I swear. And this is proof right there. $14 PlayStation Plus 1 year. So, freaking hell yeah. I already activated that and downloaded a bunch of games. The last thing I got that was game related for my mom, was an Xbox 360 wired controller. This is a legitimate Xbox 360 controller. Now you might be wondering, what am I doing with an Xbox 360 controller if I don't have an Xbox 360? Why would they give me an Xbox 360 controller if I don't have an Xbox 360, right? Well, I kind of wanted this because I wanted a controller that I could hook up to my computer, my laptop, mind you. That's what I've got, a laptop. But yeah, a controller that I could hook up to my computer and play all the PC games I've been downloading off of Steam and getting in all these bundle packs and indie bundle packs, because a lot of them, especially the newer games, are not only compatible with the 360 controller, but are mapped to the 360 controller. So literally, upon startup of the game, if you have this plugged in, it'll automatically detect it, and without doing anything, it'll just know that you have the 360 controller plugged in, and it'll map the controls of the 360 controller automatically, and you can just play the game with this controller. I'd say probably about a good 40 to 50% of the games that I have on my computer are compatible with this. And some of them I wouldn't bother playing without a controller because they're too freaking difficult to handle on a PC for me. I'm kind of weird when it comes to PC controls. Sometimes I can handle it, sometimes I prefer it, but it's usually not at the times that most people do, like with FPS games. When it comes to an FPS game, I'd rather have a controller. I know that sounds like blasphemy to some of you, but it's just the way that my brain works, I guess. I'm more comfortable with this. I think it has more to do with the fact that I kind of grew up with consoles. But, yeah. Go figure. I mean, I can play PC games just fine with the mouse and keyboard. I can even do it pretty well on my laptop with, what is it? A wireless mouse that I think I got last year for Christmas. And that wireless mouse, oh my god, I love it. And I will be using it right alongside this for a lot of my games on my PC. But it's just nice to have something that literally is just extremely plug and play. And then you plug it in anytime you want to play a game, and if it lights up when the game comes on, and you can control things with the controller, then you know it's mapped to the controller and you don't have to do anything else. It just freaking works. Now, I have spoken out against the 360 controller before in the past because, honestly, certain things about it bug me. Particularly the D-pad, which, as you can see, is ugly as hell, and just the way that it is raised there, and the way that it just doesn't function as well as a regular D-pad should. It kind of bugs the piss out of me sometimes. And that's why I kind of got rid of my 360 when I did. But I like the original Xbox controller, despite that flaw, and I didn't like the 360 controller because of one thing, and I'm going to show you why. The back. I know what you're saying right now. What's wrong with the back? There's nothing there. Well, I had the wireless 360 controller that comes bundled with the 360. The wireless controller has a humongous freaking battery pack on the back that makes it extremely uncomfortable to freaking hold the controller. I don't know about you, but I found myself literally curling my fingers up. I don't know how I'm going to show you this, but okay, yeah, I can show you. Curling my fingers up uncomfortably like this between the battery pack on each side. And that's just not very comfortable for me when I'm playing a game and I'm trying to figure out where I want my fingers on the front to go, not trying to figure out where I need to put them on the back. The thing juts out and it's heavy as hell and it's just poorly fucking designed. So when I got this and I knew that I could use it for PC games, and of course just the fact that you don't have the battery pack on there, the only real problem I have with it then is the stupid little D-pad that I can easily get over because it's the same design flaw with the original one. So yeah, other than that, one problem that doesn't exist with this, I'm perfectly fine with the 360 controller, and I am so glad to have it for playing PC games, and I really did want to get this just for that. Might be surprised, but yes, that's really what I wanted it for, and I'm very appreciative that I received this.